Carrie here with another scrapbook layout process video. So this week I'm using my Citrus Twist kit, the February kit. I started with this paper, cross paper is my background. This is a B-side to one of the Chasing Dreams papers, and I have the whole Chasing Dreams paper pad, and this paper is not part of that paper pad, unfortunately, because I would use it on everything. Now, I am not one to usually use a pattern paper for a background, but I am obsessed with this paper. Like I said, I could use it on literally everything. Every layout I ever do, I would use this paper because I love it. Well, maybe not everything, because then that would get really boring. But anyways, I really love the paper. So I wanted to scrapbook this picture of my son, Jonathan. He's asleep on a dog bed in this picture. And so I started with that picture, and this probably took me the longest that any layout has ever taken me. I'm a really fast scrapper. I know some people can go back to layouts and work on them a little bit and do something else and then come back. I like to get my layout done in one shot, usually during nap time. If not nap time, then after my kids go to sleep. But I usually finish layouts in one go. So it's usually maybe an hour of scrapbooking for one layout. If that, sometimes shorter. It just depends on how complicated the layout goes, how much thought I had put into it beforehand. But this one took me a full 24 hours. I mean, not straight 24 hours, but I started it, came back to it. It didn't make any progress, came back to it again. But like I said, I really wanted to use this paper as my background. And then I saw these clouds and I thought those would be cute for this layout. And then so I decided to cut some of my own clouds. So I just drew some clouds on some paper and cut those out. And then I wanted to do it all on kind of that right side, but then it leaves the left side looking a little plain. So then I decided to bring in a few pattern papers on the left side, and I just kind of ripped the edges so they have that kind of torn look. I wanted to bring in the wood grain paper because I am going to use that to back my photo. So I wanted to bring that into the left side. So I brought that over, and I just did, not a whole lot of pattern on that left side, but enough just to bring some of those colors in. Now, the pink color I brought in because the phrase stickers in the Citrus Twist kit are pink, and I brought phrase sticker over on the picture, which you can see in the right hand corner. So I brought the pink in, so I needed to bring some more pink in, and I will bring even more pink in from after this too. So anyways, I'm kind of roughing up the edges of those pattern papers, and I liked the look that gave. So then I'm kind of going to fuss around with placement of the picture, and then I decided that I'm going to get about as mixed media as I get. So I just used some white paint to kind of put on the background here, and I know that it doesn't make a huge difference, but what I want to do is I want to stamp on this paper, and I had already done a test spot under the picture, which you can't see because I'm using an ink pad that's a really light, it's a really light baby blue, kind of minty baby blue color, but it doesn't show up on that paper at all. So I wanted to put the paint down so maybe it would show up a little bit on the paint, and it ends up showing up just the faintest amount, but enough where it did the job. And it really was kind of exactly the touch of mixed media that I wanted. And I am not a mixed media person, but I liked it. So I decided that I needed some white clouds to bring in. So I just took the cardstock that came in my kit and just fussy cut out some white clouds that I hand drew. And I decided I was going to bring some over to the left side because it didn't make sense to me to just have the clouds on the right side and then have the pattern paper on the left side. I needed to bring kind of all those elements in. So I had drawn around one of the clouds, and I kind of liked the way it looked. So I did it on a white cloud, and then I took pictures for Mary because I wanted to see what she thought. I liked the outline on the clouds because those little cross marks are kind of like sketchy looking, like hand drawn sketchy, and so I thought that it was like kind of brought that element into the clouds by doing that. But I wanted to see what she thought. So here I am going to stamp. This stamp that I'm using came in the Citrus Twist kit. It's just like a bunch of little triangles. It's the greatest stamp ever. I might use it on everything because I love it. It's just like adds the perfect amount of, I don't know, pattern and color. And so, like I said, it's just like the tiniest bit of like this baby bluish minty color, which I thought worked really well. So I wanted to bring that in. So I stamped on there, and then I have a title actually this week. Surprise, surprise. Mary actually came up with it, so I can't take credit for it, which is sad because I was like, oh yeah, I actually came up with the title this week, and then it wasn't even me. But she said that I should do the quote by Winnie the Pooh, which is, "Let's begin by taking a smallish nap or two." And it works kind of perfect because, it's my son taking a nap on a dog bed, and it's cute. It's a cute quote for a cute picture. So that's what I'm doing. But it is a very long title. So what I did is I used the alpha stickers that were in the Citrus Twist kit. Those are like those little baby blue ones, and that's kind of bringing in that baby blue color that I had stamped. And then I did let's begin by taking a or two. That's what I did in those alphas. Then for my stash, I had these gold and white thickers, and I did the smallish nap part in those thickers. But because I brought in the gold, I needed to bring in the gold in other places too. So I brought in there's like a little cluster of hearts on the picture, and I brought in a gold little heart thicker from the Chasing Dreams thickers that came in the kit. And then I brought in another one of those gold hearts up in the upper right hand corner too. Mary, I don't think has responded to my text yet, but she did agree that yes, I should do the outline on the clouds. So I did it anyways without waiting for her response, but she did end up agreeing with me. So we're good. So I just outlined the rest of those, and then I'm going to be placing the title where I actually want it, which I shouldn't have placed it on the paper to begin with. I put it onto the side or something. It was kind of a pain in the butt, but I cut out the whole part so you don't have to watch me actually place all the alphas again, because that would be torture. So anyways, so I'm placing down my picture, and then I'm going to be adhering down all the clouds. Some of the clouds I had popped up on some foam to give a little bit more dimension. And some of them I just glued straight down on the paper. Yeah, so that is pretty much all I'm going to be doing. There's the foam that I'm going to pop up on. Oh, the story behind the picture, like why my kid is sleeping on a dog bed. He usually doesn't really fall asleep anywhere but his bed. Like, he's never fallen asleep anywhere besides his bed before. I can't even get him to like sleep in my bed. He just sleeps in his crib. But one day, I was home with him, and it was my dad's day off, and so I had assumed that Jonathan had snuck off to play with Grandpa. We call him Pa. And so he, because he went into Pa's room, and then I was out with Elliot in our living room, and I hadn't really heard anything for like 30 minutes, and I was like, I wonder if like Jonathan and Pa are like taking a nap or something. And so I look into Pa's room, and I don't see either of them anywhere. And I'm like, what the heck? I could have sworn he went in here. So I go downstairs, and Pa's not even home. Like, he had left or something. And so now I'm like freaking out. Like, I lost my child. Like, did he wander outside? You know, like you see those stories of like the toddlers like being found in the middle of the road by like a mailman or something. And so I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God, my kid got out, but like we keep the door locked. So I was like, I don't know how he would have figured out how to unlock the door. I'm like panicking, right? And then just at that time, I go to like open the front door to see if he's like gone outside, and Pa is just coming home. And I'm like, is Jonathan with you? Like thinking maybe they were outside playing. And he's like, no, what are you talking about? Where is he? So we go searching through the house again. I go up into Pa's bedroom. And I go like actually inside of the bedroom, because the dog bed is like on the other side of Pa's bed. And I go into the bedroom, and then there's Jonathan napping on the dog bed, which he calls a couch. He thinks that it's a couch, and it kind of looks like a couch, I guess, to a kid, but it's a dog bed. So he's napping there, and I was like, so I come out of the room and I tell Pa, oh, be quiet, he's taking a nap. And then so I just left him in there because I wasn't going to wake him. Like, it was nap time. That's kind of why I went looking for him. And I just left him in there. And he just slept in there for like 2 hours. Like, he took his whole nap on the dog bed. He came like wandering out like 2 hours later, kind of like confused, like what was going on. Anyways, it was really cute. And so I took a picture clearly, because that's what mothers do. And yeah, so that's that. I tried doing some handwritten journaling, but the background just didn't allow for it. So I decided to type it up on some pink paper, just to bring in another touch of that pink. And I'm just cutting it out into strips, and then I'll be gluing it onto the layout. I also do another little cluster kind of around the journaling and some stamping, but the camera cuts off, so you don't get to see that part. But I will have some close-ups, so you'll be able to see that in the close-ups. So I hope you enjoyed this layout, and I will see you next week on Thursday with another scrapbook layout process video. Have a good day. Bye.